What is going on? So it's pretty early here, so it says 5:19, so pretty early still. I've got up a little bit earlier. Usually I wake up between 5:30 and 6:15, but I woke up early just to film more stuff because it takes more time, so I need to make sure that I'm still on top of the markets when I do this filming. So yeah, prep is not done, but I've had a quick scan of the markets. Looks clean. Prices between two of my certain areas, but maybe potential for short-term trades as well, so we'll see what happens today. But I'm going to try and film a variation of what I did last time, just a little bit different, just to give you that different perspective. Different things can happen, and it should be overall a good video. So yeah, let me show you. So it is, of course, 5:20. Don't know if you can see that. It's freaking out a little bit on camera, but that's that. I'm working from the laptop down here for a little bit. Sometimes, especially at night, I like bring my laptop down here and just working from here. And then we just switch the light on. It's quite bright actually. Let me turn this down. There we go. And then I'm also drinking black coffee with Shilajit, and that's something I have pretty much every morning as well. So black coffee in there, which is bulletproof. Welcome to the supplement stack, by the way. And then usually have this for Shilajit as well, and then various other things, as you can see. But back onto the markets, yeah, it's of course very early. London is still like an hour and a half and a bit away, so I'm going to keep monitors on that, but I'm going to get showered now, get ready for the day, and then I'll join you guys back here pretty much very soon.
A place where you can run free. Time does not exist. Take a chance when the road before us falls under our face. I can't hold on, I can't remain so strong. We have the same old bond, but everything's wrong.
Right, so it's about to go 11 AM. I've not taken any trades, but I did have an order set on GU for the long. So I want to talk you through just a little bit the reasoning why I had that. Didn't get triggered in the end, and there still may be opportunities to play this long as well, but I did want to get in towards the start of the move. So what we have on multiple time frames, this clearly bearish momentum is present, so looking for predominantly bearish trades. However, after this extended run, I knew there was potential for a pullback, especially coming into London session. Price taps into this sort of region here, and once we do that, once we get that clear rejection, I'm also in the 15-minute. So remember, my overall, perspective or bias, if you want to call it that, is to the downside. I'm looking to predominantly play the bearish trades. However, I'm happy to risk capital on short-term trades to the upside if we do get that present, which we did. So as you can see, price started to bottom out here. So in this region here, price started to bottom out, which is during Asia. Coming into London, we then whipsaw into this area here. I was looking to play the longs from here, great buying prices, and I was looking to play that to the upside to this region here. So my first area was around here, which is basically, let's have a look, around about 1.352, and then potentially even higher as well. So it's definitely a good buying opportunity. And then on the lower time frames, I'm not going to dig right down, but on the lower time frames, I'd already had my entry set after we had this, clear rejection. I'd had my entry set around this area here, never got tagged, and then prices just continue to move up. I will be looking for further opportunities, but that was what I was looking for before. Never tagged, which is fine, but I'm sure there'll be more towards the rest of the day. So I'm going to also take some of these now. So I'm going to take vitamin D3, vitamin C and zinc, vitamin B complex. I'm going to take turmeric, ginger, black pepper, omega-3s, and then that's pretty much done. And then usually before I go to bed, I'll take magnesium with NAC, and once again another one of that as well. So yeah, that's the mix. Sometimes with coffee I do add lion's mane, so lion's mane does tend to promote focus, so I had that in my coffee in the morning, forgot to mention that, alongside this good stuff here, which is probably my favourite supplement of them all. And I've also got some in the garage, but this is the main sort of stack that I use. So like I said before, for the first hour or even 2 or even 3 sometimes, that's when I'm usually like present on the chart, because I really want to observe price, see how things are manifesting, see how things are developing. I'm trading 3 pairs now, so I'm trading EU, GU, AU. Just added in AU about a week ago. Haven't really been trading it too much, just been observing price before I start risking proper capital. However, yeah, it just feels good having 3 pairs now. I feel like 3 pairs is just a good thing for myself. It just feels right, so I'm gonna stick with that. And I didn't want to add in 3 pairs. I was quite satisfied with 2, to be honest. But I just felt like I wanted to add in 3 pairs, so I'm gonna stick with 3 pairs. But like I said before, for the first hour or 2 or 3 even sometimes, like this morning, I just observe price, present with the markets, especially if the markets are quite active as well. I want to be in flow, and I don't really want my attention being on too many different work tasks and stuff, so that's when I'll just focus on the markets. But when the market is quite quiet, or I want to work on other stuff, that's when I'll crack on with other stuff. I'll have trading view on the side screen, or have alerts set in certain areas, so that when price taps into, or if price taps into certain areas of interest, then I'll be obviously looking for entries, and that's where I really want to be like focused in, dialed in on the charts and headphones on, fully focused for the entry. So that's what I tend to do. But right now, because the markets are quite quiet, I am waiting for an entry potentially on pound dollar, but it may still be another hour or 2 away. So whilst I'm doing that, I'm just gonna be working on a few things. So what I'm working on right now is basically, let's say price is in a certain area, let's say price is in a high value area that I want to buy or sell from. I'm working on adding to those positions. So, okay, if you catch the first trade, great, but implementing more techniques to essentially double down on that, be able to, keep the risk minimal. So once I've got risk off the table, get in the position again and again potentially. Obviously it's not going to happen all the time. Certain things need to develop in the markets and manifest to be able to do that, but I want to be able to learn that technique so that I'm highly skilled in that, and just build off that, so that, okay, you've got one trade idea, let's say it's high confidence factors, you've got multiple things backing it up, the momentum on the higher time frames and the lower time frames is in your direction. At that point, then I just want to double down on that, really just maximize potential and be able to, add trades to that using the same trade idea, which is what I'm working on. So right now I'm just about to dig into a document that I've been going over. I've been through it about 3-4 times, but now I'm just dialing in on different sections of it, one of them being sort of this technique, and I'm just going to work on that. So that's going to be my focus for the next at least half an hour, and then I'm going to work on other stuff in a bit as well. So that is the plan. I'll catch you all in a little bit. If I do take a trade, I'll let you know, and if anything else crops up as well, I'll let you know.
Whatever, all this ever but you long gone, it don't matter. Ride or die, that's been the deal. The light of your back, I disappear. But if you don't play that for me, I'm out of it, I lick my gun and then I'm done. I'm out of it, no man to tell me you're no good. I'm brushing away, the weight of you, my shoulder, so done with my
Right, so overall the first trade taken today on GU. So I'm just going to talk you through it a little bit. So overall we can see that the bearish trend is clearly to the downside, bearish momentum clearly intact. But if we take a look at the hourly charts, this was pretty interesting. So I was looking at this area yesterday. So I don't know if you remember from the clip yesterday. So I was looking at this area here. Price moved into that area, clear rejection, but the rejection never really amounted to anything. Price came back down and was looking good in the London session for potential buys based on certain price behavior. And I was looking for a lower time frame entry to then take that to the upside. We then got that, and I'm in from this area here. I'm just about to move my stop to break even. So let's do that now actually. I'll do that on my phone. Just gonna move that to break even and then take the risk off the table. I've already partialed out because I usually partial out at 3 to 1. Let me just bring this up. So I usually partial out 3 to 1, 20% of the volume. So let's just move the stop now. You'll see this on the screen as well. Boom, sorted. So risk is removed. Price is currently running around about just under 4R. So I'm just going to keep monitoring this throughout the day and we'll see what happens. But yeah, there's a potential, put it this way, there's a potential for this high here to be potentially taken out depending on a few factors. Doesn't have to, of course. Price could come back down and completely drop out, but based on a few different factors, that high here could be potentially taken out. So I'm going to be monitoring that, and that will essentially be my first target of reference. So we'll go from there and we'll see what happens today. Right, so in the one trade now, which is GU. So risk is off the table. It's running nicely. First target is quite a little bit away. It is Friday today, obviously. So yeah, let's say this takes 6, 7, 8 hours to get to target. I'll then be more likely to close the trade instead of holding over the weekend. But we'll see. I'm happy to hold over the weekend if the potential is there, but it is more so of a counter trend pullback essentially versus following the momentum. So yeah, gonna see what happens today. Usually when I'm managing trades like this, I'll keep my close eye on it, but I've got the target in mind. I've partialed out already, so I banked a little bit of profit. Risk is off the table, another bonus as well. And then the rest of the trade, like I've got 80% volume running, so I'm happy to just let that run, to be honest. And then there's certain points on the chart that I'll be looking to potentially take profit at, depending on how price gets there and what the behavior actually is. But the main target will be that first swing high at 1.35174. So if we get to that level, I'll be taking a partial there. But it may take a few hours to get there. Saying that, GU is quite reactive, so when price goes, price goes. We've had quite an aggressive reaction. Gonna just see if we start to get continuation here or a deeper pullback, and then we'll go from there. It's pretty interesting. There is a lot of momentum. So anyways, I'm gonna get back to this. I'm gonna crack on with some working a little bit as well, and I'll keep you updated on how the position goes, if I take any partials, and just management and just thought processes really. But feel really relaxed in terms of like managing trades and stuff. Usually I feel pretty relaxed. I feel like taking a partial at 3 to 1 helps my mind because I've just got profit banked early on the trade. Even if there's certain times where price will hit 3 to 1, pull back and take me out for, you know, either a break even or a reduced loss, and then it will just net break even anyway. So I feel good after I've partialed out, and I feel completely fine managing trades. So yeah, we'll see how this develops now, and I'll keep you updated on the trade. Right, so I just wanted to talk you through the plan of action in terms of management on this position here. So this is once again GU, just that same trade, and price has pushed to the upside a little bit more. So last time I checked in, price was around this area here. We start to pull back and then we've gone again. So this is just acting as continuation on a lower time frame. The target for myself personally will be this previous swing high here. So ideally price gets to that. If not, then I'll just, you know, manage accordingly. But we do have NFP today at 1:30. So right now it's 10:30. So we got 3 hours. So I'm just going to monitor this trade in the next 3 hours. Ideally, In an ideal world, price gets to here before NFP and I close out the trade, or at least the vast majority of the trade, just because I don't want to be holding through a lot of different volume, these spreads. I have no idea what's going to happen in NFP, so I'd rather just remove that risk early on. So that's the plan. So ideally, price hits target. If not, then I'm happy. Let's say price pushes up to around this area here, we start pulling back, then I'll just trade my stop accordingly, especially leading into NFP. So that's the game plan. We'll see what happens. I'm going to manage over the next couple of hours. And I'm going to grab some food now as well. So that's the game plan. Last time I did check in, price was around this area here. We had that first impulsive leg, we then got that pullback. This is on the M5 time frame, and prices had that second impulsive leg to the upside now. I am looking to potentially take a partial on a lower time frame, just based on this could be a deeper pullback now. So I will consider that in the very near future. However, the rest of the position is just locked in below this swing low here. So I'm happy with that. I've got some profit locked in. Just going to manage accordingly. We do have NFP at 130, so I'm bearing that in mind. So ideally, price achieves target before that. If not, then I'll definitely be taking the vast majority of the volume off before NFP, just in case I don't want any unnecessary risk on the table. NFP is a lot calmer these days, but it does seem to have spiked up with more volume, especially recently as well. So I don't want any unnecessarily risk that I can avoid taking as well. So I will be doing that, but happy with the management so far. Like I said, I've got the volume locked in here. I'm just going to manage the trading accordingly, according to the price action. Right, so I just secured some food. So I just nipped out, grabbed 2 croissants, and then just put some banana with it. So I'm going to have that for breakfast, as it is 5 to 12. I usually break my fast around this time anyway. Then I'm going to have oats with that as well. I'm out of the trade now, so whilst I was out, what I did is I just set a take profit on pound dollar, because I was out and about, I was driving. There's no point micromanaging trades when you're doing that, so I'd rather just get out the trade. So I'm happy with that. It ended up being a 13 to 1, but I partialed out twice. So I partialed out at 3 to 1, 7 to 1, and then lastly at 13 to 1 with the majority of the volume. So happy with that. And yeah, price hit target. So if we just look at this was my previous target at that previous swing high here. So with that being my target, I was happy to partial out the trade. And of course I could have held this, especially being involved in the trade from down here. It's great buying prices to be getting involved, but we have to remember as well, like the downwards momentum to the downside is clearly bearish. So I didn't want to, hold for too long, especially with NFP coming out as well. But there's every chance in the world that this can just continue higher, especially going into next week as well. But I'll just look for more buying opportunities going into next week if we get that. But if we do start turning around and this bearish momentum continues, then I'm happy to take advantage of sells as well. But don't think I'll be taking any more trades today, I think, because it's currently about to go 12, NFP in an hour and a half. Don't really see myself taking too many trades, because that was kind of my watch list today, just on pound dollar. So I'm just gonna eat this now. I'm gonna train in a little bit, but I've got some work to crack on with in the meantime. So I'll probably end up going to gym about 3 p.m. And then I've got other things to do in the meantime, and yeah, so I'll keep you updated. Also as well, just to be completely transparent, people are probably thinking, oh, like 13 to 1, do you do that every day? Or people are probably wondering like that sort of thing. No, I don't. It's, I'm still in the learning process and I'm still not fully where I want to be. So no, it doesn't happen every day. I get wins and losses, and they balance each other out. Today was a good day. Yesterday was quite quiet, and then Wednesday I took a small win and a loss. So losses happen. I don't think there's any way around avoiding losses, to be honest, no matter what style you trade. I do believe you can minimize them over time and get better and better, and as you become more in flow with the markets, and just I look at the trading now like artwork. If you're a Picasso and you can flow with the markets and read the markets, then the losses are going to be very, very much reduced. But there's only a certain amount of people that I see actually be able to do that. I want to be one of them, of course, but I can pretty much count them on one hand of the people that can do that, have a very high strike rate, and can do that consistently as well. But yeah, obviously trading is probabilities as well, but you can obviously get better in time and just be better at strike rate. But yeah, I'm not in a place where I want to affirm that I am, because this is what I affirm to myself all the time. But at the same time, being real, like I'm not in that place just yet. I'm still learning, and it's a process, you know. Have good days, have bad days, have days in between. It's just about a matter of like sticking to the process, sticking to the journey, following your plan, following everything you do, and just doing that consistently, and just managing emotions correctly as well. But I've been in the game long enough to be able to manage emotions now. It's just little tweaks here and there that I just need to do consistently. And I'm still not on full capital either. This is just on minimal capital. I won't say minimal capital, but it's still on reduced capital. So I'm still on, so I was on 0.1% capital, and then I upped it to 0.2. And then I'm back to 0.1 because I had a period of like slight drawdown, so I had to manage risk accordingly. So I did that, back to 0.1 now. Then as I'm ready over the next few weeks, hopefully just increase it and increase it and increase it. The goal for me over the next month or two is hopefully to get to like 0.5. If I can get to 0.5 cap and do that consistently, then I'll be happy with that. And then over time, potentially 0.75, 1%. But I don't feel in any rush to start risking 1% again. I know that's where I started, but you can make some serious returns on 0.5%, especially with how I'm trading and stuff and the opportunities within the market as well. So it's just about managing risk accordingly. And I feel like as I scale, as I gain more experience, the upside is obviously still there, it's still attractive, but the goal is more so to manage risk and manage risk effectively. I don't want to be risking 2% capital and then take, let's say, 2-3 losses. Like your head's going to be mashed. So I'd rather just risk reduced capital, let's say 0.5. And if you take 2-3 losses in a row, it's not a big setback, you know. It's just a part of the game. So risk is so important, and risk management is paramount. So anyways, I'm gonna get back to eating this. It's just gone 12, and then I'm gonna crack on with other things, and then I will update you as I go throughout the day. But do I see myself taking any more trades? I don't know. I doubt it. But I'm gonna have a quick scan through the markets after this, and then I will have a quick check-in. I may end up taking that on the call, to be honest, if it shapes up.
Well, depends what the price action's like in the moment, but I'm going to leave that on the screen.
Yeah, same. I'm going to make it half and half, I think.
Yeah. What does that kind of creeps in? Yeah, we'll just focus on what comes first in it.
Yeah, facts. You already know it, mate. So
That's how we do.
It's how we roll. Right, so it's a little bit later on now, as you can probably tell, because it's dark outside, and it is just about to go 10 to 8 p.m. here in the UK. I took one more trade, so I've taken 2 trades today. So pound dollar, which turned out to be 13R, which I partialed out at 3 to 1, and then 7 to 1, and then the full position at 13 to 1, and that swing high that I was talking about. So I'm happy with that. If I'd have let that run, it would have run for a lot more, so it would have been at its max 25 to 1. But I'm happy, can't be greedy about things. I did think it was NFP today, so I did slip up. It is the 1st of October today, and usually on the early October, on the first Friday of every month is NFP. Wasn't today, so slipped up a little bit. I was sat there at 1:30 just being like, this NFP is pretty low volume today. But yeah, slipped up a little bit, but it is what it is. Learn from it and move forward, and I'm happy with the overall performance today. My second trade was a short position on euro dollar. So let me just talk you through that quickly now. So if I just talk you through it, let me turn the brightness down so you can see. Sweet. So what I was looking at, obviously it's very similar to pound dollar in the respect that we've got this clear bearish momentum to the downside, and this is on the hourly time frame, but this goes into the 4-hour, the daily chart. That momentum is very clear. So I'm obviously playing that short narrative. So when price came back up, tapped into this area here, I was looking for potential short plays if it developed. It did develop. I took a nice entry on the lower time frames, and price moved away. We got a reaction from my entry point. moved to just before 3 to 1, so I didn't partial out. I was close to, but didn't partial out, and then price pulled back over the course of the next hour and a half, and then took me out for break even. So it is what it is. Happy with the trade, and I can confidently say that I would take that same trade again and again. And you know, if you can say that confidently, then it's a trade you should be taking every day of the week. So happy with the performance today. I felt super in flow in regards to filming as well. I feel like sometimes when I'm filming, it knocks me out of the flow of trading, but today I didn't really feel that. I feel like I traded well today, which is a positive note to take away. And overall, it's just been a great week this week, so positive way to end it as well. And looking forward to Q4. We started off well with the first day, but I'm looking forward to the rest of the quarter, to be honest. It's going to be insane. I feel like now the first 3 quarters is going to be building up for the fourth quarter. So I'm hoping Q4 is big, and I'm just looking forward to it, to be honest. It's going to be really good. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It's been a little bit random in parts, and it's not as structured as it used to be, but that's on purpose. I wanted to show in the moment thought process of what I'm thinking at the time of trades, me actually executing trades, and just more trading focused instead of routine as I used to do in the past. You've seen all the routine, you don't really need to see it again. You can do if you want, you can go back and watch them. My routine's not changed too much, it's evolved, but I wanted to keep this focused on most of the trading, what I'm thinking, other things I'm working on, and just a bit of entertainment in between as well. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed filming this, and I will catch you all in next time's video. So I'll see you soon.